going to say I Good evening, race fans. How are we all doing? Welcome along to round number 5 of the GT3 Masters Season 3. It's Formula Racing League. My name's John Wright, aka Double O Raven, and I'm going to be taking you through all of the action from Circuit of the Track Limits. It is Cota, the custom designed track, one of the youngest tracks on any racing calendar, any place in the world. We're going to see the aliens and the pros dueling it out this evening. As I just quickly jump in there, as we can see, we've had Barcelona, Valencia, Brands Hatch and Monza and Donington last week as well. No rest for the wicked. It's certainly quite the calendar so far. Let me just pop that down ever so slightly for the moment. The drivers fully into qualifying. Lots of them out on track as well. As I say, it's the aliens and the pros that we're going to see out on track this evening for the 1 hour race with a mandatory pit stop. In the pros, it's Tom Wegman that's leading the way. A hat-trick of wins. Excuse me. Don't gulp down your tea. A hat-trick of wins and back-to-back seconds see him with a near 50-point gap over Jack Holden and second. Martin Ulrich ably positioned in third in the Bentley, only 13 behind Holden in second place, and no stranger to the podium so far. Democus Kiss in fourth with Elias Fernando in fifth. David Canton on 178 points, only 5 behind fourth. As close as you would expect. 25 points separate Julian Smith from the top 6, with Manuel Novak, Lewis Robinson and Javier Gonzalez rounding out the top 10. They see themselves 20 points ahead of Dario Viniello in 11th position. Alan Brown there in 12th place as well. In the alien split, up at the top of the table is Jentel van Thielen. 3 seconds and a win, slightly out of character round number 2, saw him in 5th position. Benjamin Eck has certainly been trending upwards since the season began, 31 points behind with a 9th place in round number 1 being his drop round, 7th, 3rd, 4th and a 1st. Could see him on a charge in the closing few rounds. Nikola Buzov is in 3rd place, only 15 behind the charging Benjamin Eck. Melvin Kroos 7 points down, but 60 points ahead of Craig Law in 5th. Then it gets very close again with Law, Lukinson and Keddy only separated by 9 points. Nico Veldman, Kiko Gallo and Lucas Congratiel rounding out the top 10 in the alien division. Antonina Odo and EJ Sanchez along with Thomas Nopek all on the verge of breaking into the top 10 with a couple of good results. Nino Tobin and Lucas Bergold very much in the same position, with Jamie Luca von Calbert on exactly the same points. Melker Garby on 50 points as well. Really not out of the hunt so far. They've only taken part in a couple of races each, so could well make a reappearance and still find themselves charging up the table. But here is what we've all come to see. It is the drivers and the cars out on track. And what I'm going to do, just going to quickly fix a couple of things before we start. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. I see a couple of little messages in the chat there. Okay, nope, it's still broken. Tom Wegman, most certainly not broken at the moment. He's done with qualifying 205.7 with Holden in second place. In fact, there is Wegman there. So yeah, the pros, it looks like, are done with their qualifying. I got my schedule slightly wrong then. Elias Fernando just comes into the pit. That's him done with qualifying as well. We do have the pros out on track. So what we can do is have a look at the qualifying for the silver. It's 2 purple sectors for Wegman. Robinson down in 12th, taking a purple sector 1 for the moment. 18 of the drivers in the silver in the pro category setting themselves a qualification time. We've got 26 drivers out on track, so yeah, very, very much in favour of the pros. The aliens, few and far between up at the front, but they're out setting times at the moment. Let's find one of them that's on track. Here we go. Championship leader. Why not indeed? But Thomas Wegman, Holden and Fernando taking the front 3 positions in the pro qualifying. Democus Kiss just behind Alan Brown. David Canton up in 6th position with Martin Ulrich in 7th. Kashikhtarash, that would be Amir once again in the Ferrari. Love to see it. Corving and Vaniello on row number 5 for the pros as the aliens start get their outlaps done. Van Liesje and Robinson on row 6 with Gonzalez and Oreshkin, my apologies, on row 7. Jabul and Smith on row number 8 with Novak and Sperla 17th and 18th. Row 9 for the pros, we've got Sergio Osorio Dint get a lap time set, so we'll start at the back of the grid. Well indeed, as it is the pros that are out on track. So that's their qualifying done. Jentel van Thielen, championship leader for the aliens. Love to see a good Ferrari leading the championship. Best thing in the world. Let's have a look and see. Michael Farth, how are we doing? Good evening, good evening. Welcome in, welcome in. We don't need that, we don't need that. It is a 1 hour race, and there are prizes up for grabs as well, actually. Selling the series short at the moment. There is, at the moment, the aliens, the pros, and 2 semi-pro splits. All of the drivers in GT3 cars. And all 4 splits in line for prizes. The alien winner will receive a €40 Steam gift card. The pro winner will receive a €30 Steam gift card. And both of the semi-pro split winners will receive a €20 Steam gift card. But more importantly, they will of course receive a free entry into the SRO Grand Final Qualifier event that Formula Racing League will be hosting. So definitely worth putting in that little bit of extra effort for there. The Steam voucher is certainly very nice, but yeah, making your way into that competition with SRO places up for grabs, not too bad at all. As we see, Jentel van Thielen sails across the line 2 tenths ahead of Wegman, straight into pole position, unsurprisingly there, into what is an interesting turn at number 1 here at Cota. All the corners numbered. Now, of course, just to make it nice and easy for us commentators, Benjamin Eck finds himself only separated by 17 hundredths from Wegman. Gratuitous camera time for the BMW. My apologies, I thought it was a Bentley there. It's not. The Bentley's down with Ulrich. I don't know what made me think that was a Bentley there. There will be gratuitous camera time for the Bentley. All hail the LFM Bob that is used on the series. Of course, real weather as well, as you always get at FRL. The track at the minute only rated as fast though. So we will see much quicker times in the race, I feel. It's a 1 hour race. As I mentioned, the 20 minutes for qualifying, 10 minutes split. The pros are in the pits and ready to go. 19 of them setting qualifying times. Van Thielen leading the way for the aliens with Benjamin Van Eck in 2nd place. It's Melvin Kroos for ST Racing sitting in 3rd at the minute for the aliens, 6th position overall with Nikola Buzov, another Ferrari driver, another alien, 14th position at the minute. 4 minutes left to go, so certainly time to get another 2 to 3 laps in. We'll see if that is of any avail. Let me just put the sound back up so you can at least hear that ever so slightly. He says, as he can hear his own voice. It's all fine and well having fancy audio software that lets you check your stream audio levels, but it is slightly off-putting. Listen to yourself. But how is the floppy Foxter doing this evening? How is everyone else doing? I can't change the size of the text. There's my glasses though. Alan Brown in the chat as well. Good evening and good luck to everyone tonight from Alan Brown. Smiley. Hello Raven, hope you are well. It's been a while. Don't sing. That's why it's been a while, because I sing occasionally. It's been a while. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much, Smiley. Appreciate that. Looking forward to another phenomenally close race. I mean, the qualifying at the minute. It's, yeah, I'm trying to keep my powder dry for the race. We're seeing a lot of times that are very, 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 very similar. Very similar. Van Thielen's time is looking all the better then, being that 2/10 ahead, given how close Wegman and Benjamin Eck are in the pros and the aliens. It's almost as if someone has a phenomenally put together spreadsheet that perfectly handicaps the drivers in these leagues to ensure ultra close racing every single week. Up at the front of the field, it's Jentel Van Thielen. He's going purple again. He's looking to extend that lead up at the front. I can confirm that Benjamin Eck is going quicker as well. So we're going to see an improvement on his time, a considerable improvement, it has to be said. Not as much of an improvement as we're going to see from Van Thielen. This is about to be a monster if he brings this one home. It's going to be Benjamin Eck to go first. Benjamin Eck should temporarily take pole. Let's hope I haven't just cursed the commentator this one, but the Chick Hex Racing team. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't lose that livery in a crowd, that's for sure. Comes round the last corner onto the straightaway, crosses the line, sees the improvement, or do they? Right, I'm on that white line. No improvement. Did they violate that on the very last corner? I fear I've been lied to by my... Good thing I kept my powder ever so slightly dry there. A few drivers there. There's Law popping in a time to put himself 16th overall. Van Lieshout is still there just ahead. Someone else has just popped in there. Craig Law still out on track. David Grans as well for the FNM McLaren Endurance team. Nice split livery. Up to 18th overall, 1.3 seconds. Oh no, he's not. He's gone up to 4th place, 3rd in the Aliens. Good lap by Grans. He's got time to put another one in as well. And he has joined the club within 2/10 of our pole sitter. But the pole sitter is still sitting with that 2/10. And he is still on a lap, which is occasionally flashing purple. He's oh no, he's red at the minute. Wegman, of course, in the pit. I don't know why. Is clocking his lap time at 11 minutes. He's maybe not put the handbrake on in the pits. But yeah, apparently Tom Wegman is on an 11-minute lap. Hopefully his mandatory pit stop goes a bit quicker than that. Benjamin Eck looking for an improvement. Ooh, he's just touched purple and then gone green. He is tasting the rainbow on his final lap here. It's going to be a checkered flag when he crosses the line. Can he get himself ahead of Wegman and then Van Thielen? He needs 17 hundredths around a very long, twisty track. He's coming towards the final corner now. This is going to be very, very, very close indeed. And he has not done it. He has managed a stylish dismount into the wall, so extra points for that. That won't get him any further up the grid, though, unfortunately for him. Buzov finds himself with Crows and Grans ahead. Buzov, we've got Fernando, who's still in the pits, of course. We've got Buzov. Wow. I felt that in my wrists there. I mean, even a Logitech G29 was biting back in those conditions. Kroos crosses the line, doesn't see any improvement. Van Lieshout was in the pits again, the telemetry. Not quite on the ball. We'll do have a car out on track. I believe it is Grons. He's going to cross the line very shortly indeed. Is he going to make an assault on pole position? He is not. It is Van Thielen that hangs on to it up on the top then. Let's just quickly do this. Yes, so there we can see it is Van Thielen. He's taking the top spot. Wegman mixing it with the aliens up at the front, and he's got four aliens behind him, separating him from Holden. So, bit of a dream start to the race there. Let me just see if we can't. Yeah, so we'll take a look at that and that. There we go, now we can't see that, there we go. But yeah, so Van Thielen taking the top spot. Wegman holding on to a purple sector. Benjamin Eck in the BMW taking purple in sector number 1, but only enough to see him on the second row of the grid. Side by side with Grons, good qualifying at the end there, getting the McLaren over the line ahead of the Ferrari pairing of Kroos and Busov, the final two aliens on the grid before we get down to Kiko Gallo in 16th position overall, Law in 18th overall, row number 9 on the grid, round out the alien inclusion on the grid. For some reason we don't have access to the drive button at the moment, so let's have a look at that. Perfect. But it is round number 6. My apologies, I did say 5 earlier, but it's round number 6. We've had Barcelona, Valencia, Brands, Hatch, Monza, Donington. It is now Circuit of the Americas. It's going to be an interesting race for the drivers, of course known as Circuit of the Track Limits. It is a difficult one to keep between the Mayo and the Muster. 3.4 miles of tarmac put together only in 2012. So, yeah, like I say, a reasonably young track, even younger. I mean, that's 20 years younger than Barcelona. Just to put that in perspective, remember when that was classed as a new track? Certainly not anymore. Right, let's see if we can get this to work now. There we go. So we will have the warm-up lap for the 26 drivers taking part this evening. As I've mentioned a couple of times now, we've got... That's just not going to work for me, is it? Yep, there we go. We've got a 60-minute race with one mandatory pit stop for the drivers to navigate. It's going to be interesting to see how we get on in the race. We've got Gonzalez showing us in the pits. We'll see when we get down to him in the grid walk. Let's see if he is actually in the pits or not. There is Busov. In the middle of a trio of Ferraris. Nice livery there from the 2ID Racing team. Keeping an eye on that. That was Sean Bean. But there we go. Fernando Racing. There's Alan Brown with a long smile. We'll see if the Aston's got a long smile up at the front of the grid with the Audi of Democus Kiss in 10th place. And David Canton. Firebeast Racing team. That was a good acquisition on their behalf. Martin Ulrich for Holdfast in the Bentley. Come on, the Bentley. I've got a soft spot for the Bentley these days. It used to be all you've seen. But yeah, they're making rare appearances these days. Emir Kashikras and Sven Korving. They'll certainly be looking to get their trio Ferraris past the Bentley ahead. Dario Vianello for Sim Racing team. Yep, and yeah, no, and I got a hard time for Racing Team server. The Eagles Esports, there they are. Peter Van Leesh out in the pink pig. Wow. Okay, we're going to have to find out where he got permission for that. Oh, we've got another pink pig. 2 pink pigs. Oh no, it's not. He's just warming up slightly behind. Right, okay. Ah. Wow. Lewis Robinson and Javier Gonzalez did start in the pits. So he's going to be down in 26th position. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it plays out for him. Andre Oreshkin for the Red Panda Racing, now officially my favourite racing team. In 20th place, there's Timothy Javio for the FNM McLaren Endurance team. We do like a split livery as well. Julian Smith in the Goof Racing, representing the FRL colours there. There's Manuel Novak. Advisor, you know it. I've got Simone Sperla as well for FMP Italia, lining up what will now be the back row of the grid with Sergio Osorio in the Mercedes. Osorio in the Mercedes. It's going to be a fun evening. Well, I'm safely sat behind a microphone while the drivers are making their way through 16, 17 and 18. Final few corners. This one a long one, big, long right-hander. That aerial grandstand proudly above the start finish, well, the entirety of the track. Let's face it, 29-degree track temperature, so the tyres will certainly be nice and cosy. I don't imagine we'll hear... Well, yeah, we didn't actually hear the drivers jumping on the brakes too much. Just as I say that, he definitely is. That is a very short run out of the final corner into the first. There is places up for grabs in the SRO qualifier event, as well as steam vouchers. There's going to be steam coming off the tyres if it does get any warmer. 10 AM local time with an hour's race, so it's going to get closer to the warmer part of the day. They're on the start-finish straight. We've got 60 minutes of racing. We've got Ferraris, McLarens and BMWs up at the front with Astons and Audis loitering just outside, just on the edge of the top 10. Here we go then, the finish line has been crossed. Here comes the start line, green lights, his foot down, it's flat out and it's flying into the undulations that is turn number 1. They're almost 4 wide in the background as we jump on a helicam. Oh, to see the BMW holding a very good line and fending off Grans nicely there. Buzov looking for a move, not quite able to make that stick. Van Thielen making a very good run through turn number 1, holding on to that one very nicely. Demarcus Kiss getting a yellow flag there, but seems to be running fine. And as does everyone else down the field, I would say. Oh, got a bit of contact there through turns 5 and 6. We've got Kiko Gallo, Manuel Novak looking to make up a position. Oh, and the Eagles Esports Porsche going very, very, very wayward there. Almost collecting himself a BMW badge. The Manuel Novak on the ball there, though. Beautiful start by all of the drivers. Gonzalez it does come out with the pit, so it does look like just a slight error on his behalf. Craig Law right in the thick of things. Melvin Kroos and Nikola Buzov are as well. They're going to go 3 wide into the almost hairpin, and on the exit they all do survive. Jack Holden making up a position. Buzov losing out. Oh, and we've got our first spinner. We have a spinner. It's Leash out in the pink peg. That's not gone well at all. Let's see what happened there. He's doing a 360. We'll jump back on the helicam. He's got another couple of cars around him. Kashiktaris and Corving certainly there or thereabouts. Comes through turns 4 and 5. I'm not getting a lot of sound from that. We'll see if we can fix that. Goes for a big look up the inside. Takes a tap in the rear. Full 360 spin. Bit of a concertina effect to say the least. And he is round the wrong way. And right down the order, we've still got action up at the front as David Canton makes an overtake, or trying to make an overtake. Did someone say Audi out loud in the opening? They certainly did, as Demarcus Kiss finds himself up a spot. Nikola Buzov looking to retake it. We've also got Holden looking like he's trying his hardest to hold on to the position that he had. Sven Corvig dropping down in one of the SK Red Bull cars is behind him. We've got an FRL machine. That's not, is it Craig Law? Why is it stuck on Corving? It is Craig Law that's got himself past there. Martin Ulrich in the Bentley making up positions. Demarcus Kiss on the way up. Amir Kashiktaras on the way down. There's positions dropping and changing left, right and centre as we're looking at more action into turn number 1 at the start of lap number 2. It's Corving who's going to have to go full defensive. Kashiktaras as well is going to see a gaggle of Ferraris and McLarens trying to take that position. Is that Javidal? I believe it is jumping in on this one. No, it's not. Sorry, that's not the McLaren I was looking at. That is that. That's not Fernando. Not Fernando's up there. Maybe it's not a McLaren. My eyes are slightly deceiving me. That is the Bentley of Ulrich, who's made up 2 positions so far. Craig Law's on an absolute flyer. He is laying down the law at the moment. 7 positions he's made up. Timothy Jabudal has made up 8 with a phenomenal start himself, and so too Julian Smith. Up no less than 7. The majority of those places given up by Melvin Kroos in the opening exchanges. 18 positions he is down. Of course, he was the BMW caught up in this. The Ferrari caught up in the concertina effect here. Oh, let's have a look and see. Oh, Ferrari with a big move up the inside, becomes the outside line. Slight bit of a touch there. I don't. We're about to be so. Yep, there we go. Thank you very much. Replay thrown. No. So we've got another replay here. It's 4 wide. That is Fernando racing then. It's right on the outside line. The Porsche goes for a big move up the inside. And there is exactly what happened to the Ferrari that we're just watching. Gets turned by the Aston, sorry. It's the Aston Martin that ends up on the outside. The Porsche goes for it up the inside. The Aston on the outside. And he is waiting to redress the position there. I'm not going to trust anything that the replays are now telling me, but let's trust our very eyes in front of us. And that is that Jentel van Thielen is in front of everyone. Benjamin Eck has set the fastest lap of the race in the opening exchanges, but finds himself with a 1.2 second deficit. 3.8 seconds back is Grons with no such gap back, as we can see, to Tom Wegman. But Wegman does now find himself with no aliens between himself and Holden. Holden and Fernando making big moves in the pro category. Wegman down 2 positions. Holden and Fernando both up 2 positions, with Busov on the drop. Kashiktaras, Vaniello, Kiko Gallo and race leader Van Thielen, the only 4 drivers to still be in the position that started the racing. Ooh, and that was a big move there on the back end by Wegman. I don't think it was massively intentional. That's not what you want to be doing with a 29-degree track temperature. The drivers do, of course, have that mandatory pit stop, no mandatory tyre requirement, so they'll be looking to get in and out as quickly as possible, looking to do the 1 hour on the tyres, which they can do, but you don't want to ragdoll them too much. Yes, that is the full technical terminology for it. Jentel van Thielen still holding that gap at 1.2 seconds. Eck still holding the fastest lap with Wegman, still very much holding the attention of David Grant. So we've still got Craig Law, whose name caught my eye there, but in 11th position. There he is there. Now, as I say, up those 7 positions and helping him along his way, there is a solid battle going on behind him. Sven Corving and Amir Kashiktaras getting all kinds of involved, and Timothy Jabada will certainly be getting involved as well. As I say, he's up 7-8 positions himself. So yeah, good little sandwich of action going on. Law managing to keep himself just out of the reach at the moment. Can certainly afford to concentrate on the space that he's got ahead, and it's not too far to Ulrich, Kiss and Canton, who themselves have had a good start to the race. So yeah, phenomenal little pack forming here. Slightest moment of genius or slightest mistake by any of these drivers, positions are going to change. They might change back up at the front as David Grant's coming under increasing pressure from Tom Wegman. The McLarens absolutely dueling it out through. Through turns 5, 6 and 7. Oh, Grant's much braver with the momentum there. Wegman was definitely in the slipstream, so won't have quite had as much grip. Well, he will have had as much grip on the front tyres at this stage of the race. Being in the slipstream does help you go faster, but it does mean that your car relies a lot more on the front tyres to stop rather than any aerodynamic help that may be applied if there was wind rushing over the car. Wegman backing out ever so slightly, but was well within 0.4 of a second there. Canton, similar view over his rear spoiler. The Firebeast Racing Team driver with Democus Kiss and Martin Ulrich still very much planted within the same position as we were just watching with Lon Corvick and Sheik. That's of course the front of the battle that we were just watching. Still very close as well actually. Sergio Osorio, he's making his way up the field after what I'm thinking wasn't quite a representative time during qualifying, as you see him up 5 on the start. He's got Simone Berlin, who himself was up 5 positions, but Osorio taking one of those away. It's now 6-4 to Osorio. Oh, and that's an absolute sandwich in there. Lewis Robinson and Julian Smith, was that? It was definitely Lewis Robinson. That was, yeah, from way downtown there, unfortunately. Massive contact for those cars. It ended up at full 3 wide. We'll save the got in fact, but we'll jump on it for business chase cam just to see how this happened. So yeah, a bit of a concertina here. Ooh. Oh yeah, the Aston really going for it up the inside. So it was Lewis Robinson who was on the outside there. It was the Aston Martin of Alan Brown up the inside there, unfortunately catching them, and that has just changed for some reason, so let's just discourage it from doing that anymore. 1.5 seconds is the gap that Van Thielen's got. Really putting the foot down there. Benjamin X still in second. Gron now only with a 2/10 gap. Yeah, let's get some on-board shots with this. The pro leader chasing down the final alien podium. Holden and Fernando well within striking distance themselves, but it does look like they're keeping one another a bit occupied at the moment with a Holden. Very much got Fernando in his sights. Craig Law finding himself with good air front and back, so he's got himself a great start to the race and find himself in a very, very, very good position after in the opening 10 minutes. So we'll see how his pit strategy plays out. It should be a good one for him if he can keep this going. Alan killed him end of straight. Yeah, a couple of big contacts here. Oh, and we can see just how close Fernando is getting there in the Fernando Racing McLaren. Very nicely done indeed. Really hunting down Holden at the moment. Holden's really coming under pressure. Let's just see, yeah, both of these drivers up those 2 positions, and it is, of course, Tom Wegman that is ahead of them. That is their championship leader. Wegman, yeah, he's in a very fun position here at the moment. He'll be fully aware that that is the alien podium ahead of him, but he'll be even more aware that that is the rest of the pro podium right behind him. Holden and Fernando, you can see, getting ever closer as we finish lap number 5. They're going to cross the line and head up the hill. Let's just see how Holden is looking out his rear spoiler. Here comes Fernando once again. Who's going to get it done better on the brakes? Who's going to get it done on the cameras? Oh, and it's very good braking by Tom Wegman. He's got very close there indeed. Fernando doing exactly what he needs to do to keep that one nice and close. Is that Macho Man Randy Savage on the side of the car? I fear I may be missing that. These drivers certainly not missing the apex though. There's Jabudal coming in to the pits then. Javier Gonzalez. Wow, did I make hard work of that? Excuse me. A bit of a hydrate required, it would appear. Jabudal drops to the back of the grid, the first driver to take that mandatory pit stop. Only 12 minutes into the race. There's Craig Law. There's what he can see ahead. Couple of positions for the taking should any mistakes be made. Certainly no pressure behind him, well, not too much pressure behind him at the moment, as long as he can keep it between the Mayo and the Mustard. Besiktas now no longer with Jabadal behind them. Kiko Gallo, Melvin Kroos a couple of positions down, so too Manuel Novak, who is on the rise 8 positions. He finds himself up to 18th place overall, so very good start there. Oh, Tom Wegman is right on the rear spoiler again, and he's going to go round the outside, or is that a blue flag? Oh no, it is. It's Granzy's gone round. He's absolutely gone round Granzy there. Granz finds himself losing out on that position, and he's down into 4th place then. Benjamin X still in... still up in 2nd. Wegman now up into 3rd, so a very good move there. Let's see, hopefully... the replay will let this see us, and I think it will. Perfect. So here comes David Granz. We'll get this one from Helicam to make sure we capture it. And Holden is holding on to the position from Fernando for the minute. The two of them look like they temper us up. Goes for the cutback and then full send up the inside. Beautiful move there by Tom Wegman to retake 3rd place overall and put an alien back between himself and the very close chasing pack there. The Ferrari almost climbing into the back seat of the McLaren there. Very close, and as you can see, went full send up the inside to try and retake the position. Wegman running wide, but managing to gather it back up. And as I say, that is him now in 3rd place overall, back in the lead, back with an alien between him. Grant, whom we know clearly has pace. He's already got the overtake done. Is he going to retake that and really make Wegman work for this one? Will we see any of the drivers come in? We've seen someone come in to take their mandatory. The cars can definitely do 46 minutes. Do you pop in, or do you see if you can force a mistake from the drivers ahead? Holden still very much chasing Gron as well, while fending off the advances of Fernando. Fernando could just look to bide his time here, given the battles that are going on ahead. Alan Brown involved in a good battle down here with Smith and Corvig. There's confirmation. Jabadal meeting those mandatory requirements. Sergio Osorio seems to have lost positions again. So let's have a look here then and see if we can see anything, or if the replay function is going to sell us up the river again. Oh yeah, there we go then. It's the inside curb on that tight left-hander once again. That is a Mercedes down then. So Sergio Osorio, who was on a great start to the race, finds himself spinning and losing quite a few positions. It's still 2 up on where he started. But certainly that's a shadow really of where he was before he had that spin. Democus Kiss in the Audi, certainly being hurried along by Ulrich as well. Ulrich in the Bentley. 10th place, and this battle certainly not slowing them down as far as Law is concerned, although Law does see Besiktas starting to close the gap there. Melvin Kroos trying to get past Kiko Gallo. Is absolutely thick with action as Holden, Gran and Wegman are still battling away for overall 3rd. Holden gets himself a well-positioned overtake here. Can we really look away from that one? Oh, we should really be watching this. Nope, he's going to drop off the back of that ever so slightly. Let's jump back as Democus Kiss looks to get one past Canton in the Porsche. Nothing doing this time around. Martin Ulrich still certainly in the hunt here as well. Dropped off a little bit in that corner exit. There you can see Law in the background with Besiktas now definitely closing the gap there. Julian Smith trying to make sure we catch as much. We might not get all the overtakes, but let's just make sure we're aware of who's trying to overtake who at the moment. Osorio looking to retake all the positions that he's lost. Gratuitous overuse of the front right wing camera. But Osorio, he's got Corvig, Smith, who's already overtaken Sperla, who had a good start to the race as well. He finds himself back down a couple of positions with Brown, Van Liesje and Robinson. making their way ahead, looking for the cutback is Corvig. Is he going to get one done on Smith then? He's going to have to go for another cutback here. He's opened up the corner nicely, really throwing at that inside sausage curve, but not able to get the rotation through the first apex he needed as he snakes his way through. On the way into 16, 17 and 18, all the way around we go to the right as he was being chased. Corvig chasing Smith and Sperla ahead. We've got Kashikaris now right in the hunt with Craig Law. In fact, the two of them are side by side. Kashikaris making it look like Law is standing still there along the start-finish there into turn number 1. Amir Kashikaris sails on past the alien driver to put himself in 11th position overall. Still very close. Fernando now fancies getting himself onto the overall podium perhaps. As we see him getting very close to the pack ahead. Van Thielen taking the fastest lap in. While all this has been going on, Benjamin Eck 4.76 behind. Oh, Fernando really on the limits there. The back of the car all too happy to step out. Give Fernando some extra steering input requirements. Holden Gran are now definitely going to be looking more over their shoulder than they are ahead. Fernando really is bringing that McLaren into contention once again. Gran right in the hunt here though actually. McLaren v McLaren. Maybe I've got this one all wrong. It was these two that got the exit out of the last corner. And sorry, no, but we're looking at... Oh, it wasn't Van Thielen we were watching, it was another car. But they weren't quite into 17 and 18 there. It was the right-hander before it. Gran, who else were we watching? Lewis Robinson in 16th position. He is Van Lieshout. Close to him. We've got Kiko Gallo coming in to the pits to take their mandatory pit stop for the Eagles Esports Porsche. Jabidal takes the position. Gallo dropped and ready to rock. Osorio still trying to find a way past Corvig and Smith, who are still behind Simone Sperla at the moment. That is how far behind they are. Not very, the FMP Italia driver sending exhaust fumes straight into the front grille of the Ferrari behind. Oh, they're going to go side by side on the exit, and it is Sperla that holds on to the position for now. Smith certainly in the hunt, and it's Corvig who could be the big beneficiary here. Oh, and that's a big moment for Julie Smith. What a hold there for Smith. That was full Claude Brown. The curbs absolutely ragdolling the car. Smith coming into the pits. Is that for a tyre change? Is that for an underwear change? We'll check how long they're in the pits for to have a see. That will be a guarantee. If that was me, I'd be straight in the pits just to catch my breath. That was a full face melter there. Smith doing incredibly well to hold on to the car there. Van Thielen up at the front. Well, that's 20 minutes into the race. I swear 2 seconds ago, but we're only 10 minutes in. Van Thielen 5.2 seconds up the road with Benjamin Eck still in second place. Wegman still holding on to third and still very much holding the attention of Gran, Holden and Fernando. Fernando still within a second. Canton and Demokis still within 2/10 of a second, while Martin Ulrich lurks in the background with intent in the Bentley. Here comes... Oh, it's a big move, it's a big look up the inside, he's going up the outside. Oh, that's a good run, the Audi in a straight line, absolutely destroying the Porsche here. Canton in the Fire Beast Racing Team. Oh, and he's on a bit of a clip of the curb there, being too keen on the inside. Almost did a Sergio Osorio there in the Porsche, and he certainly would have been sorry because that would have been Martin Ulrich going flying past as well. The big old Bentley is going to look even bigger in Canton's rear view mirror now. Clearly Demokis Kiss, he'll be looking to extricate himself from this situation as promptly as possible if he can. We've just seen what the Audi can do against the Porsche in a straight line. A couple of more laps. He'll be hoping that gap's out to about a couple of seconds, and I don't think it's going to take as long as that. As the Bentley driver comes in, Martin Ulrich from the pros comes in top 6. He is running in. Grons within 0.3 of a second. They are keeping me on my toes tonight as we've got them going side by side as well. As it is Holden that gets the move done then. Holden finds himself now up into 4th position at the expense of pro driver David Grans. That is a phenomenal move. Let's hopefully hopefully catch that one on the replay, please. Mr. Replay function, let us have what we so crave. David Grant being hunted down. Let's see. We'll keep this one on Grant to see how the overtake developed from his point of view. Has a bit of lateral move. Oh, and the car ahead, in fact. Wow, Tom Wegman having a big moment. And it just seems like the Ferrari had a much more planted section there through the final few corners. I don't think we're going to get to see the overtake because the replay function really is broken at the moment, so my apologies, but this is in to turn number 1. I know we do not get to see the moment that Holden gets himself past Gron. Is it going to be for long though? Gron's looking for a big move up the inside once again on their way into 13 and 14. Is it going to be unlucky for some? It is not unlucky for neither of the drivers. They both remain in the positions that entered the corner complex in 9,900 separating them. Which is definitely a lot less than 99 red balloons, that is for sure. Fernando is watching all this intently. Is he going to find a chink in both of their armour that neither of them can see that's going to line him up for a position, or is he just going to be slicker in the pit stop and get the job done there? Certainly stranger things have happened. Sven Korvig, look at the slipstream he is currently getting. Again, that's a whole lot of exhaust coming in the back there. Sergio Sori finds him up positions with Javier Gonzalez down. Martin Ulrich leading the pack of cars that have taken their pit stops. It's Timothy Jabudal, Julian Smith and Kiko Gallo that find themselves down at the back of the field at the minute. Let's see what's going on with Sven Korvig. You can see Sergio Osorio there, that Mercedes badge looming extremely large on that centre dash console. Oh, and that's a big moment for Korvig there. He's almost done an Osorio while being hunted down by Osorio. That's going to give Sperla some much needed breathing space as Korvig thinks to himself, yep, no, done with this one. I'm going to take my mandatory as well. So before the halfway mark, that's the 5th driver that's been into the pits. It's still going thick and fast up at the front of the field. I know, hard to believe, isn't it? It's Fernando still intently watching Grant and Holden have themselves a battle. 1.3 seconds behind Wegman, so he is certainly making hay while the sun is it's not quite shining through the clouds, but it's certainly getting warm. 30-degree track temperature, but yeah, Wegman making hay while the sun is trying to make its way through the clouds. He's put a 1.3 second gap between drivers that are certainly looking to take his position from him. Grant looking for oh, and that's late on the brakes from Fernando. He looked like he was almost going to get stopped on time there, so maybe a bit early on the brakes from Holden and Grant with him battling ahead, but Fernando certainly closing that gap at a commensurate rate there. Oh, and yeah, Grant looking to take yeah, whatever line he can. So yeah, just trying to find a way to keep as much momentum through the corner, keep right on the back of Holden. Keep applying that pressure. Holden looking to shake off his attentions. He'll be hoping. Oh, Benjamin Eck, excuse that train of thought. Squirrel. Benjamin Eck comes into the race from 2nd place. Again, before the halfway mark. Van Thielen clearly has stayed out. Eck into the pits. Let's see if anyone else up at the front responds. No. Clearly, Wegman, Holden, Grant and Fernando all staying out. Busov staying out. We've got Demarcus Kiss coming in the Audi. So good start there. That's him into the pits. Let's see where he comes out in comparison to Ulrich. Could still see a few more drivers come in. Novak has decided to stay out. Lewis Robinson makes his way into the pits in the BMW. Osorio and Gonzalez still battling it out. Gonzalez started in the pits in the GDR. The IML Esports driver in the Nissan. I mean, it's good to see the Bentley back, but the Nissan making an appearance. And I tell you, it's giving the Mercedes a run for his money in a straight line. That is for sure. Into turn number 1, opens up for the cutback nicely. He's going to have the outside line here, but yeah, it does kind of kill any cutback attempt. You kind of need to double cutback it to make the cutback work. It doesn't quite make it work this time. But you will certainly be in the hunt. Yeah, I think we definitely need to get a livery on this car. Sorry, won't be caring about the livery. You will just be seeing this white flash behind him. Gran is right in the hunt again. Wow, he's got right on to the back of Wegman. You saw that gap there, right down to absolutely nothing. Fernando is definitely keen for a position here. We'll jump back on to helmet cap. Ooh, he runs a bit deep there, trying to avoid the cars ahead. Got Gran, Holden and Wegman still battling out for overall podiums and podiums within class in the case of Wegman and Holden. Of course, Fernando as well. It's the 3 pro podium drivers battling for their positions within the top 5. As one of them decides they've had enough for the moment. It is Holden who comes into the pits again, just shy of the halfway mark of the race. That leaves Fernando with sudden lack of slipstream to the drivers ahead, meaning Gran can now fully focus on the task at hand, which will be to get ahead of Wegman, or at least not be slowed down any by Wegman, as David Canton comes into the pit. As coming out of the pits, yeah, I really do need to breathe slightly more often than I currently am. Benjamin Eck out of the pits, still ahead of everyone else as you would expect, was running in second. Demarcus Kiss finds himself just ahead of Martin Ulrich. So very close between these two after the pit stops. Once again, Lewis Robinson just down the road with Jabadel 23rd place. There is Van Lieshout coming into the pits as well, so it's just before the halfway mark for quite a few of the drivers. A high percentage of the drivers that we've seen in so far coming in within 6 minutes of the halfway mark. So slightly longer stints. I don't think tyre wear is going to be a massive problem here. Certainly keeping the tyres warm won't be an issue at 30-degree track temperature. Not overly hot for the drivers, but certainly getting in that direction, as Javier Gonzalez still in the Nissan. He's now looking to get past the FMP Italia McLaren, as he has ably fended off Sergio Osorio and got the car past him, which is only just registered with me. As he goes side by side with the FMP Italia car, and he is, oh no, sorry, he's not side by side there, my eyes deceive me there. Was a little lateral movement on the exit, but certainly hasn't lost any time to the FMP Italia car. Then Gonzalez started in the pits, but he is making moves at the minute. Absolutely destroys the McLaren for pace along this short straight section into the very twisty section that is 13 through 19. As we see 3 from the top into the pits. Van Dielen and Granstedt, Wegman, Fernando and Busov all coming into the pits. Craig Law comes into the pits as well. That's almost half of the aliens suddenly into the pits. We've got a drive-through for track limits. Oh, it's Julian Smith. Drive-through for track limits there. Where is the battle we were watching? It was this one here, as Sperla has been handily overtaken. It's no longer a battle for Gonzalez. Because he comes into the pits. Oh, and that is costly. He's hit the wall. Gonzalez has hit the wall on the way into the pits. That is going to cost him, in the grand scheme of things, a gargantuan amount of time. That is absolutely not what you need. And again, I think we're about to be sold short. I don't understand what's wrong with the replay function at the moment, folks. Oh no, we are going to see it. Okay, so he didn't quite hit the wall, but you can see how much time he's lost. Hugely costly then for Gonzalez. Sperla and Osorio following them into the pits. Gran staying out, looking to put a few laps in with no pressure front or back. Melvin Kroos now up to 4th overall, with Kashikras currently running in 3rd, and these two not separated by much themselves, as overall champions, overall alien and current race leader Jentel van Thelen comes in, the sim racing Belgium driver, making his way into the That is a very nice livery as well, it has to be said. Oh, drive-through for speeding. Oh, Sperler got a drive-through for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, so a couple of the drivers. So Smith might have got a drive-through for speeding in this pit lane as well, but Sperler for FMP Italia finds himself back out behind Gonzalez, incredibly, after speeding in the pit lane. Yep, and Sergio Osorio finds himself, unsurprisingly, well ahead of Gonzalez, who's lighting up those back tyres, warming them up, I'm sure he'll say, trying to catch up. We've got Van Thielen on his way out of the pits. I thought so. Yeah, Gran comes in from second. Where is Gran going to come back out again? That's Gran dropped and rocking. Van Thielen just on the pit exit there. Benjamin Eck is rocking along the start-finish straight into the first corner. Melvin Kroos is messing up with telemetry at the moment. There is David Gran still rolling. Here comes Tom Wegman flying along the start-finish straight himself. Gran has been released. Tom Wegman goes around at the outside. Wegman back out in third place overall with Fernando ahead of the Ferrari of Busov. Jack Holden well down the order then. The Bentley looking to make a move there as well. Holden on the switchback though through turn number 1. The Bentley almost getting that sign sealed and delivered as Jack Holden now down quite a few positions. Oh, so that's not worked well. That's a solid battle. That's Craig Law that's involved in that battle as well. These drivers at the minute 11th through 13th, but of course 3 drivers ahead of them still to take their pits. Will drop back behind them as David Canton finds himself in 14th place, which should be 11th, or will be 11th, but he's right on the cusp of this battle. Melvin Kroos and Mirka Shikter is battling for current overall, battling for overall lead of the race at the minute. Alan Brown is in third, but does of course have that pit stop to take. Then it is Jentel Van Thielen, the gap up to 6.5 seconds with Benjamin Eck 6 seconds down at the road. Tom Wegman is in 6th at the minute. There's Melvin Kroos coming into the pits. There's David Gran, the FNM McLaren driver. Now got 1.5 seconds back to Fernando, who's got Busov behind him, separating him from Demokis and Martin Ulrich in 11th place. Again, this is all going to move into the top 10 as Canton will move into the top 10 if he gets this overtake done. He is right on the back of this battle then. Craig Law had some fair amount of tarmac front and back through his the opening stint of his race. That is definitely not the case at the minute. It is very much M25 rush hour bumper to bumper traffic at the minute for Law, as he has got Holden and Ulrich ahead of him. Canton is certainly looking for another position if he can get it. The Firebeast Racing Porsche ringing that engine as much as possible round past the pit entrance. Kroos and Kashikter is both on their way out. Now where are they going to drop into this battle as well? Actually, that's them on their way out of the pits. They will Kashikter will be behind. Kroos should be just on the back as well. In fact, I think we'll see him just being released. There they are. In fact, those two absolutely nose to tail as well. Kroos and Kashikter is out of the pits, right on top of one another. Alan Brown gets himself a couple of laps out in the lead, going for the longest first stint out of anyone. We've got Holden trying to get his way past Ulrich while fending off the advances of Law, who is fending off David Canton, who's got Vianello as well for the SRT car right in the hunt here as well. Here comes Kroos and Kashikter as well. Oh yeah, it's getting spicy. We've got Peter Lieberchout, Van Lieshout in the pink pig. He's got Jabadal. He got the earliest pit stop out of anyone. Now in 19th position, so made up quite a few places there with the uber early undercut. It's we'll see how his tyres have held their PSI throughout the race. Van Lieshout looking to get himself more points. Drive through for track limits. It's Manuel Novak Oh, he's up 6 positions since the start of the race, and that is a drive-through for track limits, which is going to be massively costly when you can see just how close the field is. Everyone still effectively on the lead lap. Van Thielen's just finished his lap. Alan Brown is still out, and in fact he is going to be overtaken sooner rather than later, you would say. He might come in just before Van Thielen catches him, but certainly only 3 seconds separating them there. David Grand leading the catch back up to Wegman, get this overall 3rd place secured. I won't get many points, but purely pride, you would say. That's Benjamin Egg we were watching. There it is. Here I was looking for David Grand. Let's see if he can see. He can certainly see Wegman ahead. 1.1 seconds is the gap there. Vianello, in fact, he's got a phenomenal view of the race at the moment. Oh, as we can see, that is Holden, and oh, there's a bit of a contact there with Craig Law. Craig Law looking to fend off the advances, and it's David Canton that says thank you very much, racers. There in decision, and Battle has given him the position there. It's cost Holden a spot in the Ferrari. Vianella now has a new opponent directly ahead of them, as Craig Law looking to do exactly the same as he did in the first stint, and get some space front and back, and that's certainly now been afforded to him. With the battle that's going on here, Canton now firmly behind Law, Holden, Vianello now firmly behind them. Manuel Novak serves that penalty. And is that a bit of a run deep by the post? No room to manoeuvre for the Ferrari behind to get the overtake sealed. Manuel Novak takes that drive-through down to 21st position. I think it might even be slightly lower than that. Oh, it is 22nd place. Might even still be lower than that. 23rd position. Yeah, so there you go. That is a lot of positions lost because of that drive-through. Oh, Vianello looking for a move then. Holden seemingly off his pace. Alan Brown coming in from the on-track lead. That'll put... Where is the race leader gone? Benjamin X leading the race. Where is the Alien Championship leader gone? We've lost... we've lost the race leader. Van Thielen is gone. Is he? Oh my goodness, no he's not. My apologies, my apologies. My timing sheet froze. My apologies. Van Thielen is definitely still on track. He's 8 seconds up the road. Benjamin Eck in 2nd place. Here you can see Alan Brown popping down the order as he's taking his pit stop. Currently 15th position. So again, showing you just how close the field are. 14 minutes into the race, Brown was momentarily in the lead before he took his pit stop. Now down to about 16th position. Yellow flag for Holden. Alan Brown holding on to 16th place. Van Lees out just behind him. Holden still behind Gonzalez. I think Jack Holden may have just disconnected, but my telemetry did freeze and tell me that the race leader had connected, but I think he has. Yeah, so one of the drivers, yeah, we are down to 25. So yeah, so a disconnect from the server there. Hopefully the rest of them make it. We've got 19 minutes left to go for round number 6. Van Thielen, flawless race so far, 205.262, fastest lap of the race. Last lap there at 205.3. That is the type of consistency you want. To be bringing home a lead, to be bringing home a win like that. Let's see if this will work. Benjamin X still very comfortably in that second place with Wegman and Gran, sorry. Still looking at third and fourth overall. Wegman looking for the race win. He had 4 alien drivers separating him from the rest of the pro field, but it's now Fernando up into second place, and Demarcus Kiss is up to third in the pros, with Mark Ulrich sitting in fourth position in the Bentley, 8th place overall, which is a solid 4 positions being made up. Craig Law, top 10, 9 spots Law's made up. It's been a solid drive so far. The opening stint was pretty clear after the opening exchanges. This one has been a bit busier, and it could still get a bit busier as Melvin Cross is on the back of Ianello and Canton now as well in that Porsche, absolutely ripping the wheels off that thing. Looking to make it to the end, 17 minutes left to go, definite positions and points up for grabs. Law might not get himself many more points, but certainly the overall finish will be a welcome, I am absolutely sure. Melvin Cross, as you can see, right on the back of Vianello. Vianello was looking racy, Cross looking racier at the minute. Thought about a move up the inside there, couldn't quite get close enough, or was perhaps trying to see if he could force a mistake or a defensive move out with the driver ahead. Right on the inside curves again. Melvin Cross for ST Racing. Again, another one of the alien drivers making his way back up through the field. Not going to get any more championship points out with this finish, out with this overtake, sorry, but we'll certainly be looking to test his mettle against the pros. Yeah, I'm sure the pros are enjoying fending off the aliens in these closing stages. Fastly approaching, 15 minutes left to go. We've had, of course, all the drivers take those pit stops. Saw the earliest after only 5 laps. There was a fairly steady trickle up until the halfway mark, and then almost half the field, in fact over half the field done and dusted by the time we reached 25 minutes left to go. And the rest were either on their way in or on their way out at that point as well. Through turn number 1 and down the hill is getting very close there. Once again, David Canton's rear spoiler looking ever busier. That's not the car we want, that's the car that we want. The Firebeast Racing Porsche. Yeah, certainly the closest battle that we've got at the minute. Van Thielen and X simply battling with themselves at the minute. Van Thielen just making his way past some traffic, so we will have one driver go a lap down, but we've seen a couple of drive-throughs for track limits. They really will kill your race in a division, in divisions that are this close. Vianello and Kroos still battling out. Oh, he's going for a big send up the inside there. Vianello saw that one coming, got himself right out of the way there. Thought, yep. If you want to go through Kroos, and plus Kroos is in the aliens, so Vianello potentially there just moving over to let Kroos through. I mean, why not? If he is in the aliens, he's going to be quicker, you would think. So yeah, jump into the slipstream, get pulled along quicker, catch up to David Canton. Of course, Vianello will be looking to get past Canton for those all-important championship points. 40 and 30 Euro Steam vouchers respectively for the Alien and Pro class winners, and of course that free drive in the Formula Racing League SRO qualifier event. What a time for a mind to go blank on that one. Still got plenty of racing to go for this one though. 14 minutes left before the drivers can temporarily catch their breaths before Laguna Seca and the Nord's Life. Newest addition to the game. Every driver absolutely chomping at the bit to get their hands on that track. And it's going to be how the season ends out here. Craig Law, how's the race going to end? He's got Ulrich very close ahead. It's all action in the stint. He's right on that apex, turns it into the outside line into turn number 2. Not quite got the momentum to hold the car out there down the hill. The Bentley fending off at the moment. In fact, let's do Bentley rear wing. Oh yeah. I did mention as well Demarcus Kiss in the Audi. I sort of over-enunciated the Audi. Done well so far, Kiss. The straight line speed of that thing holding him in very, very, very good stead in race trim. So too the Bentley doing well, but Craig Law here, he's had an incredible race so far, as I mentioned a couple of times, up 9 places so far. That first stint couldn't have been much quieter, and I'm sure a very happy stint for him, but now involved in all the racing. I wasn't going to say looking good for potentially getting the overtake done on the Bentley, but once again Canton and Kroos coming very close indeed. This all for positions inside the overall top 10, and a couple of championship points could be up for grab as Law thinks about a move up the inside for the Boltley. Takes a much tighter line, he's going to have less momentum therefore on the exit. Oh, gets a good line there again, nice. Good rotation on the car, with the Bentley just fending him off, holding that driving line as Canton and Kroos go side by side in the background. Canton is still fending off Kroos. Vianello certainly can't be counted out of this battle either. In fact, it's given the overtaking nous that we've seen in the opening stint. Vianello definitely could be in the hunt for a couple of positional improvements before the end of the race. Look at the Bentley, that is so close up ahead. With Craig Law and Martin Ulrich, you can see David Canton there. Oh, they're side by side out at the last corner, and he's got it done by the look of it. It is going to be Melvin Kroos then firing past Canton. Canton now down to 11th position. Melvin Kroos, what a run out of the last corner into turn number 1. The Bentley not falling to the same fate, manages to fend off Law for another lap round with 11 minutes left to go and over 2 minutes a lap. Not many laps left for the drivers to stake their claim. Oh, and it's a mistake by Ulrich. What's happened there to Ulrich? He's just completely lost it there, out in no place. I'm not sure which camera I want to watch this on actually. I'm kind of curious from on board. Let's watch this, let's satisfy my curiosity and watch this one from on board if you don't mind. Thank you all very much indeed. Let's see what's going on here. Unfortunately we don't... Okay, there we go. The tyres decided they didn't want to grip. And yeah, that sees Martin Ulrich now down to 13th position. Kasikras Vianello all promoted. David Canton with a bit less work to do. So too Melvin Kroos. Oh, and he's making short work out there. Goes full send there. He's going to go open up to the cover there. Has he managed to make that one stick? He absolutely has then. Full send the Saurus Rex in the Porsche. The brakes on that car must have been molten lava to get that thing stopped as quickly as he did. He was miles back on that one. I'm not sure if Kroos potentially had an issue going into the braking zone, but that is a long way back. Absolutely sails it. Melvin Kroos has to take slight avoiding action over the apex there. You can see the Ferrari, the front of the Ferrari having a slight fidget. Well, that has put Kroos behind Canton and behind Vianello then. So Kroos now down to 9th position. That can't be right. That's going to change very shortly, surely. Oh no, so he did get back ahead then, so there must have been another incident. Let's have a look, or another overtake. Kroos, Vianello, nothing flashed up there. Okay, so while we were watching the replay, we've seen a re-overtaking of those positions. Melvin Kroos. So yeah, so Craig Law is still ahead of them. But Canton is now back down into 10th. Vianello in 11th. Tom Wegman up at the front. He's got 9 minutes left to hold on to this overall podium. Van Thielen, 9 minutes left to bring home this race win. The Alien Championship leader having a championship drive at the moment. 8 minutes left to go. Absolutely flawless lap from flawless race from Van Thielen so far. And really doesn't have long left to go. He's going to finish this lap. We are currently lapping in the 2:05s. So he's going to get 4 more laps, 24 under the belt. Melvin Cross made his way past Law. So that is an overtake we've missed. Let's have a look and see how this one played out. So Melvin Cross looking to return the favour from the Porsche earlier on. Anything a Porsche can do, it turns out the Ferrari can do just as well. Up the inside, Law, very little in the way of resistance there. Just holding his line, but yeah, Melvin Cross. So that's him up to 8th place overall. So all changed through the field then. I wonder if Craig Law, actually, yeah, to be fair, Craig Law still up 9 positions overall. So yeah, maybe feels like it's not worth battling for Cross. He's already well up the field so far. Cross is moving a fair bit quicker at the moment. And Law will still be bringing home an overall top 10, 6th place in the alien class. Van Thielen 12 seconds ahead still of Benjamin Grant, still in 3rd place with Buzov in 4th, Cross in 5th with Law now down in 6th position. I really did struggle with that one. Kiko Gallo bringing up the rear of the aliens. A tough start to the race. The Porsche driver with an early pit. The undercut not working as well for him as it has for others. Manuel Novak down at the back of the field. Oh, he's got Sergio Osorio ahead of him. It's been an up and down race for Osorio, and it looks like it's going to be down at the expense of Novak. Beautiful move into and out of the last corner. Novak serving a drive-through. One of 3 drivers to get a drive-through, but making back some positions again. And Osorio, tough race so far. Started at the back, made up positions. Still is up 4 spots, but certainly nowhere near as many as he had earlier on in the race. Alan Brown, oh, Alan Brown there. Massive interaction with the curb. Really not what you want at the back of Aston at this stage of the race. Fernando looking to make up places at this stage of the race. Busov just ahead of them. Wegman now got 2 aliens once again, separating himself from Fernando. It was 4 at the start. Now that number has drastically diminished, it's safe to say. Can you stop flicking camera views? It's impossible to watch along. Sorry bud, I'm just yeah, trying to keep up with all the action. To make sure we get as many cars on screen. But yes, I will try and slow it down a bit. We've got, well, I tell you what, we can slow it down a bit actually, because we're only going to be watching really these 2 up at the front. We've still got battles, Osorio and Novak down the field, but certainly Fernando and Buzov, only 7/10 separating these 2, the same gap separating Wegman and Gran. We've seen Gran get past Wegman. Wegman make the reverse move. Can he close that 8/10 in the closing 2 to 3 laps to get himself back up onto the overall podium? Van Thielen, overall race leader, that gap now up to 13 seconds with 5 minutes left to go. He's into the final sector of this lap, so yeah, still got at least 3 laps to go. Gran got 8/10 of a second to make up to Wegman ahead of him, with Fernando still sitting on that 8/10 gap as well, the same as Canton and Vianella as well, of course. And yeah, Craig Law still within about a slipstream distance there as well of Cross, so still might see more overtakes down the field, so there might be more camera flicking to come, we will see. Alan Brown with Soys, he's been a bit up and down as well. The back of the Aston was certainly up and down when we saw him over the curb. That he is fast approaching at the minute. He's got Lewis Robinson's BMW just ahead of them. Good rotation by both of them. We'll see what Brown can do over this next sector, or will we jump on to Fernando, because he is within 3/10 to Aston. Closing in on the BMW. Is he going to be close enough in the braking zone? He's going to have a look around the outside if possible. Heavy on the brakes. Not quite close enough, but certainly getting ever closer. This is going to be an interesting one through here. Room for the cutback, not quite, of course. With it being the double apex right-hander, then it's a tight one round to the left, the BMW. Oh, Brown just losing his way there ever so slightly, but manages to gather it back up and sling it straight back onto the back of the Beamer. through difficult 16 through 19. Well, it's the BMW with the grip through this part of the track, and in the left-hander it's going to be the BMW back ahead. Gran now back within 0.4 of a second of Wegman. This is going to be a battle right to the end between these two. 15 seconds between first and second, and then 13 seconds between second and third. 0.3 between the third and fourth. Fernando is behind Busov still, 0.9 of a second separating them there. Law and Kroos. Since Kroos got past, Law certainly keeping it very close. Again, a much closer second stint for Law than it was in stint number 1. So yeah, again, quite a stint number 1. Comes out stint number 2, and it has been all action all the time. Oh, David Grant really is hunting Wegman down at the moment. This is going to be an incredible little battle right to the end. We'll see either driver give or ask any quarter whatsoever. Really jamming on the brakes. McLaren, the final podium spot up for grabs. In fact, Fernando and Busov are now within 0.4 of a second as well, and Brown and Robinson still within 0.3. Gonzalez in the Nissan since coming out of the pits is putting some pretty decent laps. I didn't expect him to get a bit closer to 15th or so, if I'm being honest, but still at the moment behind Oreshkin. That almost sounded like a bit of extra tyre squeal out of the last corner there for David Grant's car. Tom Wegman flying across the line. 1 minute 47 left to go with Van Vielen now comfortably in the lead. Busov with a white flag. Oh, and Fernando has passed. Yeah, so Fernando's got past there. I'm not sure what happened to Busov, but certainly no indication. So I'm not sure if that was contact, because there was certainly no yellow flag that has been flagged, but that's Fernando up to 5th position. And only one alien separating Wegman from Gran, but that's a 7-second deficit, and even with Gran breathing down his neck and having to drive slightly defensively, to say the least, as Gran looks for a nice tight apex once again, almost losing the back end on the way out, but does keep it motoring as they head down the long, slightly curved straight. I do like that camera angle as they fly along the straight lines, and along the curved line, sorry. 18 seconds now the gap to Benjamin Eck from Jentel Van Vielen, so he really is getting the foot down. Even harder in the closing stages. Hasn't improved any on the fastest lap of the race, but certainly keeping his lap times to within 7 or so tenths of the fastest lap posted. Rounds at the last corner to cross the finish line to complete 28 flawless laps. The Alien Championship leader will be heading into the next round at Laguna Seca with an even more comfortable lead. Benjamin Eck is going to round the last corner to start the last lap in second place. Gran and Wegman are going to round the last corner to start the last lap. Very much in touch with one another. Oh, jumping on board, that extra work on the brake there. Just that little extra lift and down with the brake to keep the weight of the car slightly forward, to make sure there's weight on those front wheels to steer their way out. Law and Kroos have caught up to Demokis Kisten, so Law and Kroos battling for pro points, for alien level points, sorry. They've got Demokis Kist, who's up to 7th place overall, so a great drive there by the Audi Pro driver to be finishing on the podium. Has just been overtaken though by Kroos and Law. You don't imagine he put too much of a battle there. He's got a good 1.3 seconds back to Vianello, so no points lost for Kiss, and it doesn't look like he's lost much time either. Kroos and Law sailing on by. David Gran looking for this overtake, still only 0.4 of a second separating the two of them as they make their way to the halfway mark of the race. Jentel Van Vielen already into sector number 3. I'm going to need to make sure we get to see him cross the line and take the checkered flag. Are we going to see an overtake between these two, and are Law and Cross going to swap positions? It doesn't look like they are at the moment. Oreshkin has been overtaken by Gonzalez. It's all happening in the closing lap then as Grant and Wegman chase one another across the track. Wegman trying to break the slipstream, Grant trying to look for a move around the outside. He looks for a straight for the cutback as Wegman ends up off track. Both of them end up off track then. Both cars end up off track. Wegman, potentially a bit of contact that we're going to miss. I'm not going to jump into a replay because we will miss the race winner crossing the line, which is just as we jump on board. Jentel Van Thielen, congratulations, 29 flawless laps and a pretty pit stop as well. To see a 360 across the line and another race win. It's going to be Benjamin Eck in the BMW crossing the finish line to take the Tim Cook Waves checkered flag and bring home a second place in the Aliens. And it's going to be third place in the Aliens. It's going to be a straight drag race out of the last corner. It's going to be Wegman and Grant that are going to go at it again. And it's going to be Wegman who's going to win in the pros and take home the overall third place in the race. David Grant rounds out the Alien podium with Elias Fernando in second place for the pros. Busov and Law crossing the line ahead of Kroos. Well, and a bit of contact after the race there. I'm not sure if there was an incident. Oh, I've got a bit of barging going on there. We've got Demarcus Kiss crossing the line. Vianello and David Canton also crossing the line to take that checkered flag. As the rest of the silvers come home, Alan Brown, Lewis Robinson, Van Lieshout, Jabidal and Gonzalez all making their way home. Oreskin and Corvig in 20th position. And yeah, we'll grab these results now. A couple of drivers dropping out as soon as their race is finished. You can see a couple more still to take the checkered flag from round number 6. No rest for the Wicked of Donington and Monza recently. They've got Laguna Seca next time out. Track only getting as hot as 32 degrees, but those last 2 degrees did appear rather quickly towards the end. There is Van Thielen, the race winner. Let's just grab that and that. And I'll hopefully catch some of the race. Wegman, Fernando and Kiss, the podium in the pros. As we know, Vianello, Canton, 4th and 5th with Kasikras, Ulrich, Brown, Robinson and Van Lieshout rounding out the pro top 10. Jabidal, Gonzalez, Oreshkin and Corvig all seeing the checkered flag as well. Manuel Novak making it home in 15th position with Osorio, Smith and Sperla 16th through 18th. Some of these results may not be fully accurate as a couple of drivers have dropped out. Van Thielen though definitely did win in the Aliens with Benjamin Eck in second place. David Gran in 4th with Busov, Law and Kroos finishing 6th, 7th and 8th. Not quite sure how that happened at the end. And yeah, that was the race result. Sorry to catch the screenshot there and didn't quite manage. But there we go, as I say, that was GT3 Masters Season 13 round number 6. What a race that was. Couldn't have been closer in qualifying. And yeah, certainly didn't disappoint any when the racers made it out on track. Let me just sort that out. That is round number 6. Laguna Seca, as I mentioned, will be the next round. The drivers all looking to stake a claim on those prizes. €40 for the Alien winners and that free place in FRL SRO qualifier event. €30 and a free entry into the event as well for the pro winner. And in the 2 semi-pro splits, it will be €20 vouchers for Steam each. And of course, that spot in the final. Oh no! Okay, we've just unfortunately lost the highlights. Yeah, won't be able to bring you any of the end highlights. My apologies. You can go back and watch the stream, of course, on the ever-growing Formula Racing League channel. So please make sure you do that. Hit that like and subscribe button on the YouTube. All gratefully appreciated. If you are looking to get involved, of course, jump on to the SimGrid, give the host page a follow, get the link to the Discord to get yourself signed up. PlayStation 5 and PC, of course, full cross-platform and ACC now on the consoles, and iRacing as well. So get yourself over there and get. That is all we have time for this evening. Thank you very much to everyone involved in the race tonight, and thank you to everyone that's been in the chat as well. Apologies for the faux pas with the highlights. That was a touch hasty of me on the buttons. But yeah, thank you again, and yeah, stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.